So in the gospel today, we heard about people holding a lamp, an oil lamp. Have you ever seen an oil lamp before? What do you use instead of an oil lamp to see in the darkness? What do you shine in the darkness to see? A light, a flashlight, that's right. So we would understand the parable today that Jesus told much more fully if he had said that they had flashlights and they had, what do you put in a flashlight to make it shine? A battery. Yeah, a battery. Flashlights and batteries. So if you were going out, let's say you were going out on a night hike. Have you ever done a night hike before? Like in the dark, like in the woods in the dark? You would want to make sure that you had a flashlight. And what would you do if the battery started to run out? How would you get back if it's dark? It's gone out. What would you do? Huh? Fireflies? They're not going to help much, I don't think. What if you had extra batteries? You could change, right? You could change the old, used up batteries and put new batteries in the flashlight, and then you'd be good, right? Because it would work and you could see your way back. Yeah, if you're camping, you need sleeping bags, but we're not camping. We're just hiking in the woods in the dark, so we're not going to be out there all night, thankfully. It's too cold for that anyway. So what Jesus is trying to tell us is maybe have an extra set of batteries for your flashlight. In case the batteries that you are using go dead, you've got something else to rely on, right? Okay, good. That's what I wanted to tell you. Be prepared, yeah? Be prepared. That's important. What would you do if you only had one chance to make it into heaven? One shot to join the heavenly banquet. To what lengths would you prepare for that chance? What would you do to ensure that you didn't risk missing that opportunity? Let's say, for some strange reason, it was given to us that on September 15th, 2025, was going to be the chance. That was it. That was the date at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Jesus is coming, and he's going to gather up everyone to be with him, like Paul talks about in the letter to the Thessalonians. We'll all be gathered up in the clouds. What would you do between now and then to prepare yourself to be ready for the kingdom? What would you do to help ensure that others had the same chance? Who would you be concerned about knew that information and was as ready as you could be? How far would you go to bring others to that feast?
Continue to love the teachings of the Lord.
Yeah. Continuing on, right? Okay. The parable of the wise and foolish bridesmaids, I think, is a tale about the need to maintain relationships, exercise humility, overcome pride and self-righteousness. It's a parable, a tale about the need that we all have to prepare ourselves and others to receive God's loving kindness. grace, and mercy. It wasn't inevitable, I think, that half of the bridesmaids should be excluded from the banquet. This could have been easily avoided had the foolish been more prepared and had planned better, if they had had the batteries, extra batteries for their flashlights, right? Extra oil for their lamps. And had the wise been less stingy and hard-hearted, perhaps there would have been enough oil between them to last through the night. The wise bridesmaids said, "No, there won't be enough for you and us." But I think that's a trap that we often fall into. The idea of scarcity. There's not going to be enough for everyone, so I got to hold on to what I can and protect it. That's just a lie. It's not true. There is enough. There's always enough. And Jesus is calling us to call out that lie of scarcity and to see it for what it is, to see it at face value, and to behave differently. We all have all the resources that we need at our disposal to prepare ourselves for the kingdom of God. We all have ways of filling our lamps with proverbial oil. We all have ways of ensuring that that oil will be plentiful, will not run out, and that we can even share that oil with those who ask from us. What we may lack sometimes is the wisdom to employ our gifts for our own sake and for the sake of others. I believe that the parable of the wise and foolish bridesmaids can be seen as an invitation to prepare ourselves and to look out for one another in a way that the bridesmaids failed to do. Right? All of them failed. The foolish ones failed because they weren't prepared. The wise ones failed because they weren't willing to share.